And here is the bracket. We're going to start with the Utah Utes. They are the 4th overall seed, Sam.
Yeah, they got Olympians, and they're looking really strong this year. If they make it, it will be their 43rd straight appearance. They've been 3rd at NCAA's 4 years in a row, so they want that trophy.
Joining them in that part of the bracket will be the Stanford Cardinal. They were quite a story last year.
Yeah, finished 19th at the end of regular season, and then 5th at the end of NCAA's last season. They snuck in there. That was a huge story at the end of last year. They're hoping that happens again this year, John.
There ain't no party like a Stanford party, because the Stanford party don't stop, apparently. Denver will be the next team in that region. The Pioneers, first time they've been unseeded in a while.
Yeah, and they've had 6 NCAA appearances, most recently in 2023. They're going to their 6th regionals last year. This year unseeded. Their best finish is 4th in that 2019 year.
Also joining them there will be potentially BYU. They are in the play-in game that we're calling that, Sam. They've got to win their dual meet to join the Utah, Stanford, and Denver. So they're technically the first round. The other team that will be going head-to-head with BYU to get that last spot in round 2 will be Utah State. The Aggies, Big Blue, will be wondering, can Utah State get there?
Yeah, and it's been 3 years since Utah State has made regionals, so this is a huge accomplishment for them this year. They're ready. Look at them.
They're fired up, looking to get into that round of 2. So let's go to the top part of the bracket right now. And I know we're going to have so many great things to say about your alma mater, Sam. UCLA had a great season.
Yeah, 7-time national champions, but they've only made NCAA's once since 2019. They're having a really good season, though. Just won Big Ten championships for the first time. They got 3 Olympians on their team. Senior Shea Campbell won that Big Ten all-around title. They're looking strong from top to bottom, and I think they're excited.
I mean, that's how they look when they compete, too. It's just the same thing. They're just not on the competition floor. You got to love the Bruins. What a fun team to watch. Hey, your alma mater's going against my alma mater. I think we got maybe a side bet coming up, because the Minnesota Golden Gophers, the 12th seed team, is going to be joining that region as well.
Yeah, they're seeking their 3rd NCAA championships in the last 5 years. Last time they qualified was 2022. They were back-to-back, 2021, 2022. 6th place was their best finish. We'll see if they can do it again this year.
They don't have fast internet up there in Minnesota. That's why they froze. I used to live there, I know. No, great job for the Gophers this season as well. Next up, Southern Utah. How about that? Thor the Thunderbird for Southern Utah will be excited.
Well, get this, John. They've never made it to NCAA championships, but this will be their 12th consecutive regional appearance. Could this be the year?
A great program up there. Scotty Bauman does a great job. The last team in this region, it's Boise State, a solid program as well. Done some great things over the years.
They've been to every single regional since 1996, except 2007. Their highest regional finish is 3rd. They've done that 4 times, and they've never made it to NCAA, so they're looking for that NCAA berth this year as well.
So that is the Utah region. The next one we're going to jump to is the Alabama region. And like all the others, this one is going to be good as well. The top seed in this region, a team that has won national championships, is the Florida Gators.
Yeah, 3-time national champions. Get this, they've been to the championship finals for the 4 straight years. Longest active streak in the nation, tied with Utah on that. And just this past weekend, recorded a 49-8, highest bar score in NCAA history. So they're putting up those big numbers late in the season.
Another fun team to watch, the Oregon State Beavers, the 14th seed overall.
Haven't been to NCAA championships since 2017, but they got Jade Carey on their team, and I would never bet against Jade Carey.
Is she good? She's undefeated in the all-around, I think. She's all right. She's a fun one to watch. Oregon State having a good time. Next team in this region, the NC State Wolfpack.
one of the 3 teams that are seeded this year that weren't seeded last year. And guess what? They've only been to nationals once in history, 1998. That would be huge for this program.
So the play-in game in this region, and they were in the play-in game last year, and I don't know that they're going to be happy that they're in the play-in game this year. There's a little wiggle room that the committee has on who they put there because of geography. Clemson, the 27th ranked team in the country, but they get the play-in game again. The other team that they're going to go against is Rutgers in that play-in match.
This is their first regional appearance since 2014, so it's great to see them back here at regionals.
There you go, Rutgers. So at the top part of this region, a team that I think has taken the new mantle of the best team to have never won a national championship. LSU had it for the longest time. Now it's the Cal Bears.
I agree, and last year was their highest finish in program history, in second place runner-ups last year. But since 2016, John, you're kind of alluding to this, they've been to 5 NCAA championships. This would be their 6th.
They have a great thing going out there in Southern Cal. Or Northern Cal, or the middle of Cal. Alabama, how about them? They have been a Jekyll and Hyde team this year, Sam.
6-time national champions, but they have not finished in the top 4 since 2016. We've watched them all season long, and coaches will say they're peaking at the right time, and I think we're seeing that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see which Alabama team shows
They're
up.
screaming high tide at you, John.
High tide. High tide, Alabama. Next team in this region, North Carolina. Dana Durante and her team, they came in as the 22nd ranked team in the country. I like this team.
Yeah, same. They're having a really good year. Never made NCAAs. They've gotten 3rd at regionals 3 times in a row, actually. 2003, 2004, 2005. Just couldn't get over that hump. Maybe we'll see them there this year.
The final team in this region, we're going to go back to the Big Ten, the Iowa Hawkeyes.
20th time at regionals, and they've had 2 appearances at national championships. Finished 5th at Big Ten, so they're going to need to improve upon that score if they want a shot at qualifying to NCAA championships this year.
We'll have in the postseason, we've got 2 more regions to talk about. The next region is going to be the Washington region, which has a team that has unquestionably been the best team over the last decade. And let's start to jump into that. And that team, if you haven't figured it out already, they won 6 national championships in the last 10 years. It's the Oklahoma Sooners.
They've been ranked number 1 every week of the regular season since March 7th, 2022. If that doesn't scream consistency, I don't know what has. And get this, they've been top 3 for the last 10 consecutive championships. Incredible.
And they don't have a watch party because they're training.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to get back on the top of that podium because they want it bad. Also joining them right underneath, the 15th overall seeded team, the Auburn Tigers.
Well, their highest NCAA finish was 3rd in 2022, which is the last time they made it to NCAAs. This team is gritty. We saw that at SEC championships, so they'll be bringing a lot of heat at regionals.
Gotta love the Auburn Tigers. A team that has not been here for a hot minute, and they've been to the NCAA championships a lot, is the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Well, you said it, 26th national championship appearance, but the last time was 2018 when they finished 6th. So they are going to need to put it together at regionals, and maybe we'll see them at nationals.
So the play-in game in this region, hey, your parents are going to like this, Sam. Their alma mater, the Fighting Illini.
I'm sure they're giving an ILL right now watching this, but they haven't been to NCAA since 2014, but they have some stud athletes on their team, so I think getting through the play-in day is the first ingredient here.
I'll finish that out for you. UC Davis in the regionals.
In the first regional appearance since 2014, so they worked hard to earn a spot here this year. Good to see them have so much energy and excitement heading into the postseason.
I mean, it's been so long they forgot to tip their camera up, so we can. There we go. Good luck to UC Davis. Now the top part of this bracket, a team that has just brought a lot of energy and excitement to them this year, and a lot of hopes as well, is the Missouri Tigers.
Well, this has been such a fun team to cover over the years. Last year, they were the 13th seed, and this year they're the 7th seed. highest ever seed for them. It's been so fun to watch how well they've done and the improvement they've made throughout this season.
A storied program that hasn't had the success they've wanted over the last few years, but what an improvement for the Georgia Bulldogs, ranked 10th in the country right now.
Yeah, 10-time national championships. Last one was in 2009, though. Seeded for the first time since 2019, wanting an opportunity to bring this historic program back to NCAAs. We'll see if they can make it happen.
So Arizona is the next team in this region, and they've been to the regionals quite a few times, 28 of the last 29, trying to make that next step, though.
They also made NCAAs 10 times, but the last time was 2002. Been a little bit of time there.
Filling out this region, Jay Santos' Arizona State Sun Devils.
They're seeking their 20th national championship appearance. It would be their first since 2006. But they were runner-ups 4 times, John, in the 80s and the 90s. So they have the most runner-ups without a title.
Now, the last region, we're going to talk about the Pennsylvania region. And if you haven't noticed, there's one team, most notably, that we have not talked about yet in this regional brackets, and it's the #1 seed LSU Tigers. No one's ever said that on national TV in history. #1 seed LSU Tigers. I hope Jay Clark had a bonus clause in his contract for that, Sam.
We asked him, what do you do after you win first time? And he said, well, guess what? LSU's never won twice, so it would still be the first time for something. They really want to repeat this year.
The next team in this bracket beat LSU in the regular season, but they did not get into the SEC championship. It's Arkansas.
They qualified to NCAAs last year, though, finished 7th. And this is the really interesting story for me because they did not compete at SEC championship, like you mentioned, but they most certainly could compete at NCAAs this year. I would not count them out, John.
Can't wait to see how they perform. The Michigan Wolverines are the next team in this bracket from the Big Ten. They won it in 2021, Sam. It's been a little rough since.
Yeah, first time ever. They've been unseeded heading into regionals, but I've seen some good gymnastics from that team. It seems like they just need to put it all together. Finished 11th last year, and again, hoping to better that this year for a chance at the national championship.
So fellow Big Ten team, Maryland Terrapins, they got to go through the play-in game in round 1.
Their highest finish is 3rd at regionals 2001 and 2015, but they've never made it to nationals. Got to get past this play-in round first, though.
Going to have to be a Cinderella if they're going to do it, and the first thing they have to do is get by the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Didn't make it back, didn't make regionals last year, but made it every year prior from 2015 to 2023. Great to see them back, and you can feel it. They're happy to be back. A lot of hard work put in to the season for all of these teams.
Whoever that is in the front right there, they're bringing in the energy. I love it. Way to go, West Virginia. Now, a team that has got so much buzz the last few years and has made incredible strides over the last 5 years is Michigan State.
This is their year. There's so much hype. There's so much buzz around this program. It's a fun team to cover. If they don't make it this year, this will be the biggest surprise to me. But they got to put it together. Got to handle those nerves, handle the pressure to just do what we've seen them do throughout this regular season.
They will have to contend with an outstanding SEC team, the 9th-ranked overall team in the country right now, the Kentucky Wildcats.
It made it to NCAAs twice, most recently in 2023. But the most impressive thing to me about Kentucky is that they haven't counted a fall in over 3 years. Wow.
I fell down getting out of bed this morning. I mean, that's ridiculous. How
That's got to give you some confidence.
Ohio State, the next team in this region.
They've had 7 NCAA appearances, but none since 2012. They're looking for it this year.
So a Big Ten heavy region, and why not round it out with another Big Ten team? They're hosting this Pennsylvania regional. It's the Penn State Nittany Lions.
And what a full circle moment this would be. They finished 3rd at the very first NCAA championships in 1982, but their last NCAA appearance was 2014, hoping to improve upon their 17 championship appearances.
But good luck to the home team, the Penn State Nittany Lions. So those are the teams competing in the regional championships. We also have individuals, Sam, that get to qualify that aren't a part of a team that is qualified to this regional round.
And I just have to give so many props to these individual athletes for being so consistent and bringing it throughout the season in order to qualify. It's not easy to get in as an individual. That we're looking at the vault qualifiers here. And here's the bar. Individual qualifiers, seeing a lot of great teams represented for this individual regional qualifier round.
And you can see teams that have individuals that have teams in the competition. A lot of that depends on what happens in that play-in game, whether they will advance as well as individuals or part of a team.
And beam, look at all of those athletes coming in, getting to wait the entire meet just to do a 1:30 beam routine. It's going to be the biggest mental test of their career. Can they handle the pressure?
And one of the great things to watch, I think, is you see the team competition. The individuals are mixed in with that team competition, and they really get adopted by those teams as they go through those rotations.
It was always so fun to have the individual athletes with us. You get to know them, get to cheer for them, get to learn their school's cheers, which is a really fun challenge in regionals.
Here are your all-around individual qualifiers. So for these athletes to make it to the NCAA championship, they have to win their respective discipline. They don't have to win it. They have to be the highest ranked person on their discipline outside of the teams that have qualified. You win your event, you're in.
Top scorer on each event and the all-around to make it to NCAAs.